Okay, so we're not gonna question my timer choices. I just like 3. Okay, that's how much time I'm gonna plan to talk today. And today I am gonna plan to talk. I'm gonna talk about the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs type indicator. First thing, what is MBTI? MBTI is a personality system that groups people into 16 different areas based on 4 preferences. Are you a thinker? Are you a feeler? Are you a sensing or an intuitive? Do you use judging or perceiving? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? But it's a lot deeper than that. To me, I think there are 4 different levels of understanding when it comes to this. The basic is basically what I just told you. Oh, yeah, there are letters assigned to each type. For example, I versus E, introvert versus extrovert, sensing versus intuition, S versus N. Third letter, T versus F, thinking or feeling. Fourth letter, P versus J, perceiver or judger. For example, I am an INFJ. You gotta be kidding me. He can climb, can he? Oh, yo. Let's just let him burn to death. Annoying zombies can interrupt you in the middle of anything. Where was I? I'm an INFJ, Ethereal Void, Eternal Void. I have to remember which of his 1,000 names I'm using. He is an ENTP, or is he? That's the question. He hasn't done my method, which I'll say in a moment. But one person I'm pretty confident of their type is Calculus of 12. He's an INFP. Yeah, there's not really much variety. All my friends are intuitives, except for some really confusing sensors. So, level 1, the preferences. That's the easiest thing to understand. You have a preference. Second level is realizing that the preferences are a lot more deeper than you think. And it's preferences. At the very core, it's just preferences. You'll use both. Doesn't mean you're incapable of the other. When you use the other, doesn't mean that that's what type you are. It just means that you're trying it out instead of your normal habit. And then you also at that point begin to understand this annoying habit of where extroverts think that they're introverts. And that's just really annoying. If you want a better explanation, subscribe to Frank James or the INFJ Circle. They can definitely explain this a lot better than I can. But I'm going to try and summarize every single aspect here. Level 3, the functions. That's where it gets really strange. Because J versus P is a lot crazier than the level 1s or 2s will know. Once you get there, you get into functions, and then I'm going to tell you about a little myth in my personal life. But I can't tell you too much about my personal life, because then you'll figure out who I am if I talk about my personal life in real life. So obviously can't have that happening. I don't want to dox myself. Actually, why not? I can just cut this out of the video and insert like swearing sound effects. My name is... Am I gonna play survival or am I gonna talk? I'm gonna talk. I could just land in the water there. The functions are really strange. For example, just to confuse you, my function stack is dominant, introverted, intuition, auxiliary, extroverted feeling, tertiary, introverted thinking, and inferior extroverted sensing. What should I do? I'm just doing this completely just randomly. I have no plan for this at all. So, you know what? I'm going to tell you how to take the test and what to do. Like, the 16personality.com test is really unreliable. I'll tell you another story about that. The Cloverleaf test is more reliable, but still not 100% reliable. Cloverleaf is also an MBTI test, so just search up MBTI test Cloverleaf, and maybe you'll find that. But then a method I like to do to cross-check is I take another test, the Big 5 test, which is, I'm starving. How did I get here? Oh my goodness, there's no food in sight. Oh wait. Oh no. Nope. I'd rather. I'm good with this game. Oh wait, food. I forgot about this. So, oh my goodness, it's nighttime already. Okay, that's just painful. This should last me for some time. Guess I have to go underground. I'm supposed to be talking. I'm very, very clearly not good at this stuff. Of course. So, what 16 Personalities does is it combines MBTI and Big 5 by matching the preferences to the Big 5 traits. And they add an extra letter because, you know, it's Big 5 and not Big 4. They add the A or T thing that's not official MBTI. What I like to do is, since the 16personalities.com actually found a really smart way to combine MBTI and the Big 5. So what I like to do is, after I'm done with the the Cloverleaf test, I took the Big 5 test and then matched the results to the Cloverleaf test on both sides. It pointed to INFJ. I'll tell you the traits in the description, actually, because I don't remember. Actually, there's a video that you can watch from one of the 16 Personalities YouTubers that explains it well. But that way you can cross-check your type. And then you go to 16personalities.com and just... What was that? Thought I heard a creeper. You check 16personalities.com, the type pages, and then you compare the type on Cloverleaf to the type you've deduced from the Big 5 test. But here's the thing where it gets irritating. If you're a teenager, sometimes you haven't developed your auxiliary function yet. Because of that, you get wrong results. You're more likely to get definitive results after you're a teenager. But like, I'm 100% sure I'm an INFJ. I've taken every single test. 16 personalities test, done. Cloverleaf test, done. 50 signs you're an INFJ, done. 7 signs you're an INFJ, done. Not sure you're an INFJ? Watch this. But the thing is, the main problem... Wait, did I get all my stuff? Yeah. The main problem is, Cats Forever, I'll put her link in the description. She got ISFJ and INFJ. ISFJ on the MBTI test, Cloverleaf, and INFJ on the Big Five test. So the main problem is the NF types, like the ENFJ and the INFJ, they are the most hyped up. So if you get an SN preference, and then you between ISFJ or INFJ, you are probably likely to say you associate with INFJs more since they are so hyped up. You're the rarest type. It explains why you feel misunderstood. I feel misunderstood. I have to be an INFJ if I'm an IFJ type. But by doing so, if you're wrong, you completely messed it up because of the function stack. So that's testing. Here's a funny story. Type is genetic. So you're born with a type, but your functions develop over time. I'm gonna probably should mention the function soon. Hey, look, I found iron. Be funny if my pickaxe broke. I wanted to jinx that. It would just have been so funny. Gamers react, right? My pickaxe almost broke. I was hoping it would be that time too. Gamers react. No. I need a new pickaxe. So I took the MBTI test because of one of my ESFP friends who got 3 different types. First time she got ENFP, then ENTP, then ESFP. But like, the way she's been acting lately, I'm pretty sure she has dominant extroverted sensing. I'm gonna explain that later. But basically, she was the one who introduced me to this. I took the test, I was an INFP, I'm like, oh yes, that makes sense. It says it's nice and stuff. Obviously, I'm nice, right? In my extremely humble opinion, I think I'm a pretty nice guy. Misunderstood. Oh, that makes so much sense. Except, like, INFJs are the same. I just didn't know the method of taking the test. So then, last winter, I rewatched the Christmas movie when I was feeling really sad and stuff. And then I took the test again because I felt so changed, and I was an INFJ. Like, makes sense. 2 things. First of all, that bust the myth of I even changed types in that moment. 2 things. It's genetic. So, that's not happening unless it's some sort of crazy miracle. Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to go that deep. It's not happening unless it's some crazy magical thing. That's first of all. Second of all, the functions are entirely different. That's when learning about the functions come in handy. They have introverted feeling dominant. We have extroverted feeling auxiliary. They have extroverted intuition auxiliary. We have introverted intuition dominant. And so on and so forth. You know, if I'm thinking about this, it might as well explain. Ooh. Nope. Foot traps. Okay, I see the gunpowder. I have an entire tunnel set up so I can just do this. Oh no. Hold up, I gotta lock in here. this is the annoying one. You know, I don't want to mine here. Let's go up. I think it'll be day by the time we get back up. Actually, I should probably just explain what each of the letters are in detail. Extroverts are more focused on the outer world. That's what they're concerned about the most. Introverts are focused more on the inner world. Sensors are focused on the details and the concrete facts. Intuitives are focused on the possibilities. Oh yes, I guessed it correctly. 1 day's passed. We're free. Okay. Okay. Thinkers versus feelers, that's pretty easy. Thinkers make decisions based on results and logic. Feelers make decisions based on what they value or what others value, depending on whether they're J or P. More on that later. Judges and perceivers, that's where it gets weird. That's the part where we're just gonna casually skip. The biggest mistake that you can make when typing yourself is, like, the most common, that's what I mean by biggest. The most common mistake that you make is E versus I. The extroverts are like, I think I'm an introvert. I never talk to anyone new. That's called shyness. Stereotypical introversion isn't MBTI introversion. Let's make that clear. You get drained very quickly. Define quickly. Like, after how many hours? 10 hours? Okay, extroverts, you are not introverts. Let's make that clear. Extroversion versus introversion, though, that's the one thing I think isn't genetic. I think you can change that. I think that can be changed. Some people might disagree with me since that involves not just flipping the first two functions, but also the last two. But it could just mean, like, that's more likely to happen. It's more likely to be realistic and healthy once you grown up and developed your fourth function. Oh wow, first try. Okay, minus three. No, they're not listening to me anytime soon. I'm so sad about that. Ow. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. Where did all the... Oh my god! Double teaming? Double teaming? I don't even have a shield. Wait. 4 of them? Yeah, I see you. Oh my goodness, that is not fair at all. Pig! Finally. Oh, it's a baby. Give me food. Oh, that's tragic. Ooh. Are you looking for your son? Join him. I think I orphaned that guy. This is an INFJ here. Yes, this proves that we are not the stereotypical INFJs. Speaking of which, I'm going to talk about that real quick. So INFJs, they are the stereotypical perfect people, misunderstood, psychic, special. They are the saviors of the universe. That's the stereotype. Fun fact, Hitler was an INFJ. Most people only remember that Jesus was an INFJ part, but yeah, Hitler was too. Okay, I'm trying to just go through the things I want to talk about. What was the other thing? Objections. People, ambiverts. First of all, INFJs are stereotypically also ambiverts because we're good at extroverted feeling. It doesn't mean that's what we choose. It's what we prioritize. The ambiverts, what we prioritize. Also, my ESFP friend doesn't seem to understand what ambiverts are. She says, yeah, I can switch between thinking and feeling easily. That's okay. To be fair, that actually is kind of an ambivert thing, but she doesn't know about the functions. That's the problem. So her definition is wrong. Ambiverts mean, for her ESFP, her middle functions are thinking and feeling functions. So yeah, no duh, she can switch between thinking and feeling because those are her second and third functions. It comes easy to her. So yeah, that takes the ambivert thing out. It's what you prioritize. At the core, what is it that you prioritize? Sure, you can switch between things because that's called being a healthy person. Switching between first and second functions, which are introverted and extroverted if you're a healthy person. So basically, everyone who's healthy is technically an ambivert. Or at least isn't neglecting their auxiliary. Some people say, it's been debunked, it's not scientific. Okay, it's true, it's not scientific, but like, it works. So why not use it? What's the difference between scientific and non-scientific things, huh? Big five, scientific. I'm neurotic, apparently. I'm highly neurotic. I know your address. I'm after your family. Stop watching me, you're not safe. No one is laughing. Yeah, I can tell. So functions. How do I explain? There's I. That was fast. So, J and P. What that says is your first extroverted function. Is it your second letter or your third letter? The perceiving letters are S versus N. Okay? The judging letters are T or J. I versus E says, is your first function extroverted or introverted? Then if your first function is introverted, your second function is extroverted. Because I'm an INFJ type, my first function is introverted, which means my second function is extroverted. And since my first extroverted function is a judging function, and my judging letter is F, my second function is extroverted feeling. So the other letter, if you're an introvert, is going to be your first function. Introverted intuition. If it's the other way around, like you're an EP type, ENTP for to avoid, your first function is extroverted, so your perceiving function is extroverted, so he has dominant extroverted intuition. His auxiliary is the second function, which is thinking, and introverted because the first one is extroverted, introverted thinking. The third and fourth functions are the complete opposite, so opposite of, for me, extroverted feeling is introverted and thinking. Inferior is the opposite of the first, so extroverted and sensing. I think I explained that pretty well, actually. The fourth level is knowing that the functions are a lot more complicated than they seem. What is extrovert feeling? It's feeling concerned with the outer world. So, basically, that means you make decisions based on what other people value. Not introvert feelings, you make decisions based on what you value. But extrovert feeling also means you communicate. You communicate your emotions a lot better than the other types. Introverted thinking is you make decisions based on your own logic and you really don't see the need to communicate that. I think the feeling types have it harder because you also consider other people's emotions while wanting to express your own and seek harmony with everyone. We are met today on the great battlefield of that war. in this house. Why am I wasting so? I'm gonna cut so much out of this video. I don't know what to say at this point. Bye. No, not bye. There's a lot more I want to talk about. Each of the functions and stuff, what are some stereotypes, how to do things well. Maybe I'm overthinking. Wait, hold on. Yes, you did it, bro. Something feels cruel about that. Bye. I think I got a lot done today. I'm good at this game, but I'm bad at the talking, because that's, extroverted feeling for you, auxiliary extrovert feeling. Find out your type using my method, and let me know in the comments. I'll put the links to all the description I talked about in this video. Bye. Please subscribe if you hated this. Please subscribe if you like this. Please click the like button if you like this. Please click the like button if you did not like this. Oh, it's morning. Yay, I survived 2 days in totally hardcore Minecraft. He sees me. Bye.